Okay, Balls, what's on your mind?
All right, cats, we're back. And this week we have a very special guest, my ride or die, my bestest friend in the whole wide world, my bodyguard. His name is Pitbull. You'll be talking to him a little bit later, but this week we got a lot of shit to get to. We're going to mix things up, do things a little differently this week. Normally we have XTina's Depravity Corner at the end of the show, but this week we're going to be mixing up, and there's so much fucked up shit to talk about, we're going to do it right at the very beginning. So I'm going to dig right into it. She's going to dig her heels in. She's going to tell you about a bunch of fucked up shit. XTina, get your ass in here and start. Yay!
Oh, good Lord. Hi. So here we are. We've got a lot of messed up stuff to talk about. As you might have heard on the last show, I'm really obsessed with this podcast called Sword and Scale. It's quite great. I think you should check it out. So here's the deal. I listened to a couple of crazy stories, and this guy was living in this apartment building, and there was a little girl that lived there with her father. She's 10 years old, cute little redhead girl, and she's riding her little bike around, having a good old time. And she was friendly with all the neighbors, as most kids are. And this guy was like I don't know, in his late 20s, a single dude, lived alone, and she would swing by his apartment every now and then, watch some SpongeBob with him. He enjoyed SpongeBob, and she did too, obviously, so they would hang out. And then, but her mother was a truck driver, so she was hardly ever around. And the dad, I don't know if he worked or what the story was, but anyway, I don't know. Somehow, this dude, he had some inclination to want to kill and eat people. So he decided to target some folks, and he was outside scoping it out one day, and I guess he had a little boy in mind he was looking towards. He had some lady he was looking at, and ultimately the little redheaded girl was just an easier target because she would just come over. And he's like, I really didn't want to hurt her because, you know, I liked her. But he just couldn't handle himself, and one day, while hanging out and watching SpongeBob, he decided to smack her over the head with a cutting board, knock her out, rape her, and slice her throat. So then he had to drain her over the tub because, you know, he wanted to save her in order to eat her. Thought it would make a good, tasty sandwich, folks. I don't know about you, but, you know, redheaded little girls really don't seem too tasty to me. But, you know, we'll discuss that at great detail later with Balls. The more interesting part about this is, while this poor girl, God bless her, she is being draped over the tub, and I do feel like he did have sex with her corpse, from what I recall hearing. But he's draped her over the tub to drain her blood, because he wanted to save the meat to make some sandwiches. So you gotta do that. And he had this friend that he talked to online, this woman, and he gets back online with her, and he's like, man, I'm really upset tonight. And she's like, aw, why? And then he tells her that it's because the neighbor girl is missing. And he was out helping. There's a common thread to these stories, folks. When people are out helping you find your missing person, chances are they did it. That seems to be the common theme, unfortunately. So look at all the people around you that are helping find the lost person, and chances are one of those creepy people is probably the one who did it. But anyway, so he's talking about how he's being so helpful, and he's so distraught because this little neighbor girl's missing, and here she's like draining in his bathtub. And then he like chops her up and puts her in a recycle bin, or not a recycle bin, but like a I don't know, like a cooler or something, and stores her body in his in a fridge in his like, I don't know, bedroom closet or something like that. And I forget how he got caught, but here's the very important part. He ended up confessing to the whole thing. And so during this podcast, they recorded him, like, during his police interrogation. And the craziest thing about it to me was the lack of not only no empathy, but just this guy's like casual demeanor talking about this. He was just like sitting there telling these people like about a vacation he just went on in Las Vegas. He's like, so, you know, then I was thinking, yeah, I'm probably going to have to do this because this is the only person I'm going to get a hold of. So, yeah, it's going to have to be her. So then I whacked her over the head with this while she was watching SpongeBob. That way she was distracted and didn't see me. Hopefully it didn't hurt too bad. And real matter-of-factly, real nonchalant, like he's just telling you about the day he killed a deer or something. Not even that. It wasn't even that much. But he was just like, this is what I did, and here's how it went down. And, you know, and he's like, yeah, well, I was just very curious about how people taste it. I always wanted to try it. Yeah, I mean, I get curious about that all the time, don't you? Don't you, boss?
That's a good question, actually. I mean, I'd probably eat people if it was legal, sure. But what I'd have to wonder is what tastes better? What tastes better, you know, like 8-year-old boy or like 8-year-old girl? I mean, is there a difference? Is one sweet like catfish or is one taste like a fine hamburger? I mean, you know, what's the difference? I'd like to know. I'm surely not going to fucking whack a little girl over the head with a fucking thing to find out, but I mean, sure, you brought up a curious question. What do you think here, Pitbull?
Girls always taste better, but not at that age. You know what I mean? Yeah, I just want to know where the parent was. The bad parenting, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So that's, yeah, the parent needs to fucking dick up his ass too. Go to jail, pay the price, because he wasn't a parent. You should never let your kid go. First of all, if you read about child molesters, that's what they do. They get into your kid's head. They do things for your kids, buy them ice cream, whatever, and you as a parent go, oh, he's so sweet. Before you know it, your kid's fucking raped, killed, whatever, because you just don't want to watch your kid. Bottom line. That's all I got to say about it.
That does bring up a very interesting story. Like, I think I might have repressed this when I was younger. When I was younger and we used to live next door to, like, I guess it was this couple. They were, like, newlyweds in a trailer. I was probably about that age. And there used to be this lady named Teresa. And she would always, whenever her husband would leave, would always want me to come over and do Nintendo lessons with her. And I'd always bring my Nintendo over. And now that I think like 30-some years later, I think she wanted to fuck me. But like at the time, I was like, oh, Metroid, man. Fucking this is how you do it. You press left, right, A, B, select. Here, I probably could have got my dick sucked. But, yeah, she was pretty hot, too. I think I probably would have let her do it. I would have let her suck an 8-year-old dick for sure.
Oh,
but, yeah, I may have brought that up. But, I mean, other than that, I don't know what else to... I'm getting out of the subject here, but I mean, maybe you could give us some casserole recipes for 8-year-old girl, XTina.
Oh, Lord, I know these people are wacky. So, I'll tell you another little story here. I got another little story, folks. So, there was a truck driver hanging out at his truck stop, and, you know, y'all heard of the term lot lizard. Those are they're nice ladies that hang out and offer to suck your dick for money. So, so they were,
That's a real nice lady.
That's a real nice lady, huh? So they're hanging out at the truck stop, and this guy was like, "Yeah, I think I'll do that tonight." So he gets this girl to come on into his truck, and he's like, "Sure, I will pay you for sex, but if I'm paying you, we are gonna fuck, and you're gonna get fucked, girl." So they go at it. He is fucking her as hard as he can and crazy as he can, and he then in turn strangles her and kills her and punches the living shit out of her. So now she's dead. Well, he needs to work. He needs to get back to work. So he has to go back in the truck stop and find out where the closest place is that he can go pick up some stuff. He had a refrigerator truck, so he opted to go grab this ranch dressing. He's got to get a truck full of ranch dressing because, you know, we consumers need our ranch dressing. It's very important. So I started thinking, like, wonder if I bought any of this ranch dressing in this truck. That's pretty creepy. But he had a refrigerated truck. You'd think he would have put the girl back there, but he didn't. He left her in a cab and drove 25 miles north to somewhere near Las Vegas to pick up this load. And here, literally. And here, when he arrives, there's nobody there. Well, here it's like still 7 in the morning, and the place didn't even open until 9. So there's no employees, there's nobody around. It's in a desolate area, just with a like a big, I don't know, what do you call that, like a business complex or what have you. But there's nothing back there, but like there were some like woods. So he decided he had 2 hours to kill, and he had to do something with this body, and why not bury her far away from where she came from so no one will ever find her. So he does this, and then he says to himself, after he buries her, well, damn, that's a shame. That was a lot of good meat I could have used. Once again, folks, we have an aspiring cannibal. That was his first kill. Nobody found out about this until the man got arrested for several other kills. He then went on to kill and rape several women. They would find these crime scenes where these women would be posed very bizarrely and what have you, and he would somehow, I don't know, get meat out of them, and he would leave it real like tidy, and it was very bizarre. But here's one thing I forgot about. I almost forgot to mention. He would, when he would kill a woman, because I think he killed some men too, but mostly women, he would slice off their nipples. So, like, I don't know why he would do that, but yeah, it was a thing. He sliced off nipples. I guess that was exciting to him. I don't know what he did with them. Maybe he ate them just by themselves. I didn't hear that part, but I'll make it up. Yeah, dessert. So anyway, he was accused of several killings, and the reason he got caught was several reasons. He attacked a woman that he brought back to. Balls likes to fart a lot, and he's been stinking us out here. So don't mind me if I keep losing concentration here. Oh God, he's trying to kill me. So yeah, literally. How did you die, XTina? Well, let me tell you. He'll have to come on and do the Depravity Corner.
They smell like the Holocaust.
They smell like the Holocaust, he says. Oh, Lord. So the man got caught because he tried to attack another woman, and she luckily got free and flagged down a police officer. But what else he did was told a coworker one drunken night to come help him with a body. And the coworker thought he was just being drunk and funny. And then they got into the woods, and lo and behold, there's a decomposing body hanging out there that he literally thought this guy was just going to help him cut up and move. And the guy's like, yeah, dude, I'm out of here. And that guy ended up calling the cops, and that was the end of his days. So it worked out not so well for this dude. But yeah, so there's a lot of people out there into some really weird cannibalistic stuff. There's been this thing going around on Facebook lately. I guess they made a documentary about this woman who killed her husband, and her and her lover decided to cook him and serve him up at the barbecue. So always beware of your neighbor's barbecue. If they have massive amounts of barbecue pork, burgers, and hot dogs, be wary. Be very wary, especially if their significant other went missing recently. Those are lessons for the day. What do you think about that, Balls?
Well, that just makes me think I would have never carved up one of my ex-significant others because they would taste like shit. Because they were shitty people to begin with. But anyway, hey, I got a question actually for our guest here. Pitbull, you're a hunter. Well, how would you even go about, skinning and getting the meat out of a person? I'm curious.
I would wonder that too.
Well, you got to go just right under the skin. You don't just stab clear like you're trying to kill somebody. Slice them up the middle, let the guts fall out. Some of it you're going to have to cut out, like the heart and esophagus and stuff like that. Then you start peeling their skin. And just the meat's right there. Just start cutting the amount of meat you want. You can eat it raw. You can fry it up, whatever you want. So that's basically how you do it. Sharp knife. That's it. It's real easy.
Real easy, huh?
How much meat do you think you could get off of like a person, like an average sized person? Is it enough for like a couple barbecues, or is it just like a one-time thing?
No, for an average person, you get a more than a couple You can barbecue most. It all depends how you do it. Now you cut up somebody like fucking me, you can have me all summer. But it all depends how you cut it, what you want to eat. There's steaks. You know, if you end up being fucked up in the head, when you cut it like a deer, there's steaks, there's back straps, there's all kind of shit. You can throw your guest off, because if you keep making the same thing, like it looks like maybe his dick all the time, then they're going to start thinking, ex-husband, all these stories going around. Am I really eating? So, you know, people talk about the Chinese people, you know, the dogs and cats. We got fucking human beings we're eating, which in turn ain't going to kill you eating it, but it'll probably be, I don't know, healthy. Unless you're eating a fat person.
Do you think I would make a good beef jerky if somebody killed me and ate me?
Oh, you'd make a ton of beef jerky. Yeah, I'd kill you. I can make a lot of money off you right now.
What about XTina? You think she'd be good jerky?
I don't know. I would jerky the lips off of her, and I don't mean the lips she talks out of. See how that tastes, then we'll go from there.
Fair enough. I think we should probably close this segment, and that's it for Depravity Corner this week's folks. Say goodbye, XTina.
All right. Goodbye, XTina.
And we're back, cats. Whenever I put this show together, one of the main visions I ever had for it is sitting on my buddy's porch that's here with me today. We used to sit here, we'd shoot the shit, and we'd talk about all kinds of fucking debauchery and all kinds of crazy shit. And I've always wanted to kind of just harness that and put it into a little show. And I want to give you like a little cross segment of the stuff we usually would normally talk about. So today, I'd always come over here for advice. I'd be sitting here and they'd give me advice and we'd shoot the shit. And we'd talk about all the different things that would go on in life. And I always look forward to hearing these tales of all the broads he'd bang, all the different things he'd do sexually, because like I was kind of a loser and a nerd back then, and he's kind of my hero. So like I always wanted to kind of get pussy, like I'd hear that he got pussy. So we're gonna go right into it. I want you to introduce you to resident sex expert Pitbull. So Pitbull, I think my first question is, how many chicks do you think you've banged in your lifetime?
Well, be honest with you, I'm gonna say, because I've been married for an awful long time, at least banging wise, and the reason I say that, about 50 to 60. But banging wise, and there's girls that I either ate her pussy out on a bet I lost, or they sucked my dick, fingered them at work, stuff like that. That don't count as banging. So I mean, it kind of blends in together after all these years. But I don't claim to be a stud. I claim to be lucky. And all my friends would act like assholes. I'd sit back. Girls couldn't stand what my friends acted like, and I got all the pussy. That's how I got it. It's simple. I don't got the biggest dick in the world. I do eat good pussy. I like licking ass. You know, girls like that. I turn on, you know, when you're younger, girls don't know what their asshole's like until you fucking dig into it. So, you know, I got lucky over that. So reputation goes around and you get laid a lot. So that's how that started.
I've only licked a couple asses in my lifetime, but I mean, let's just say I've never licked an asshole. And I have my bib ready, and like I'm ready to dive in. Like, what's the key to licking a good fucking bunghole? Like, can you give me some pointers?
Well, ballsy. First, you gotta ease into that butthole. You gotta get the girl ready. You gotta make love to her. You gotta kiss her on. You gotta respect her enough. And you flip, you know, you suck up titties good, and you go down there, twinkle around on her vagina. But then you flip her over and raise her ass up. They don't know what's going on. And then you just start kissing around your ass, around your asshole, and you just go in. You start licking it, you start tonguing it, you stick your fucking thumb in that bitch and pull it apart. Stick your tongue down in the hole. They fucking go crazy. I remember a buddy taught me that. I mean, he lost a windshield over it. He was eating some girl out in his truck, licked her asshole, and she fucking jumped so bad she kicked his windshield and broke it. But that's the experience I like giving women. Just, you know, you don't just fuck them all the time. You just go in, you know, treat them like a lady. Some like it hard, some like it rough. Some don't want the fucking foreplay. You'll know that. So yeah, you gotta get her into the mood too. It's like eating pussy. You don't just go down sometimes and eat it. You gotta get them in the mood, get it fired up down there. You know what I mean? Get it all nice and fucking wet. So when you come up, your fucking beard's all fucking foamed out and everything else. So you know you did a good job. So that's pretty much how you start that shit.
Duly noted. I'm gonna try that on XTina this weekend, I think.
No, you're not.
Yeah. But anyway, moving right along. Next question. I mean, have you ever been in the middle of, like, say, a sexual rendezvous and something went incredibly wrong? Has that ever happened? Because I remember a story I heard from my buddy when I was younger. He actually was horny. He paid this chick for a prostitute, and she tried to warn him. She had some weird fucking stomach bug going on, but it didn't stop him. So he took her in the back seat of his car, and, she wanted to fucking do it vaginally, and he had to have it right in the ass. So, like, long story short, he fucking banged her ass, and she, like, went off like a fucking active volcano in the back seat of his car. And it took, like, 5 months to get the fucking diarrhea shit smell out. And so many different fucking, some Febreze or fucking hanging them things with the trees and shit. It took a whole forest of trees just to try to get that smell or car drivable. But it never really, he ended up getting rid of the car. But I mean, have you ever had any mishaps go down like that where you thought it was going to be a really hot night of great sex and then something fucked it up?
Nah, not like that. I remember banging this chick real hard, and we were kind of drunk, and my dick must have come out. She sprung like a fucking spring. I couldn't figure out. She's crying. My dick come out and hit her in the asshole. I didn't know nothing about it. And you're fucked up like you're numb down there. But other than that, no, I got lucky over the years. The only chick that puked on me was a chick I was trying to help. And I grabbed her by the titties, lifted her up, and she puked on my hand. But sexual-wise, I got lucky. No puking, none of that shit, thank God.
All right, I'm going to hand this off to XTina now because I was going to say, is there any questions as a woman you'd like to ask our resident sex expert?
Oh boy, I don't know. I think I'm shy. What in the world could I ask our resident sex expert? Oh, I got a good one. Have you ever sucked a toe, and do you find that attractive?
Oh yeah, I have sucked toes. What you do is you pin the girl's legs up in the air by their ears, fuck the shit out of them, put the toes in your mouth at the same time. And if their titties are big enough, you kind of get off yourself. You have them lick their titty, suck their nipple. Yeah, I've sucked some toes. I mean, it's in a mood for me. I'm not a fucking obsessed with it.
Fetish guy.
Yeah, fetish for me is eating pussy and eating nice asses. Not all asses, not hemorrhoid asses, but nice asses. You know what I mean.
Excellent.
Have you ever, in your experience with women, went to try to get down on a broad, and her pussy smells so bad that you can't handle it? And how do you react to that situation? Like, what do you go about after that happens? You're already in the deed. It's either do or die, sir. How do you handle that situation?
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. That happened to me one time. All of us men out there, women, we do the finger check, and I didn't do the finger check. I went down on this girl, and it smelled, and I ain't lying, like dog shit. And me, who likes eating pussy, I almost puked. And I said, I'm thinking to myself, what do I do now without embarrassing her? Well, like a man, I committed myself. I ate it. I wasn't happy, but I ate it. She got off, and that's the last I seen of her because I didn't go back around. But luckily enough, some girls that don't keep their pussy clean, or they want to fucking go out and dance all night, you could take their clothes off and smell their pussy without even doing a finger check. So I ain't going down on that, so I don't give a fuck unless they shower. But yeah, that dog shit smell to me, yeah, it was bad, dude. I never thought, I thought I was going to blow chunks right in her pussy hole. That's how bad it was bad. But the man I am, I keep my word, commitment. I went down, so I had to finish. But it was bad.
Oh, I'd really like to ask you, have you ever had a bad blowjob experience?
Well, sir, yes, I have. This girl wanted to go out one night to a bar, and I told her you had to suck my dick. And we did it in the parking lot. She put my dick in her mouth, and before you know it, she started licking my dick hairs like she was watering a garden. And I was laying there just like, what the fuck's going on? And she kept doing. I said, honey, you planting tomatoes down there, you're going to fucking suck my dick. So she finally did suck my dick, finished. But, you know, couple teeth here or there, but yeah, that was the worst. Other than that, I know it was pretty good all over. But yeah, I just had this one chick was possessed on licking dick hair. I don't understand it, so I don't know. It just threw me off. So, Mr. Balls, what about you?
Well, sir, I can't say I've ever had a chick possessed on licking dick hair, but I can, in fact, give you an example of a really, really strange / bad blowjob experience I've ever had. I was with this really weird girl, and I was eating her pussy. I was digging it like fucking Fort Knox, and I'm like, how about I don't feel nothing else really going on downstairs. I'm like, how about a little love for balls, like. So I start to look down and see, like, hey, what's the deal, So I look down, and, like, her mouth is just over my cock. It's not on my cock. It's not sucking my cock. It's just hovering over my cock like fucking a UFO. And I'm like, all right, this is a little strange. So I tried to work my hand down a little bit and kind of get a little bobbing motion, to get something going. And she's like, no, I wasn't cool with that at all. So I'm like, ugh. So, after it's all said and done, I'm like, just had no intentions, or just, I don't know if it was just inexperience or just bad or just trying to put forth the least amount of effort in the entire universe. But, definitely a really bad blowjob. But I can't say it's the worst. The worst I think I've ever had was this chick that tried to blow me and chipped the tip of my dick off like it was like a fucking like chipped ham going to delicatessen and like getting it chipped off of the meat. So yeah, and I didn't want to go. I was like, I didn't want to fucking continue. But she was bound and determined. Oh, I want to, please you. And I'm like, pleasing me is like leaving my dick intact, not like, it's already small enough. I don't need another fucking half-inch chipped off. So, but yeah, I mean, when it was all said and done, that was probably by far the worst. XTina, have you ever had any bad experience of dudes giving you head?
Well, I mean, nothing that really stands out like crazy bad experience per se, but the worst I guess is like when they're real timid and I don't know if they just don't like it, or I guess you could tell like they don't like it because they kind of do that like little like kitty lick thing where they're just like gently kitty licking their paw. Yeah. Somebody's doing the motion here. Where they like are like sort of more or less like licking a popsicle, I guess, and it's really cold and they just don't really want to do that. And so, that's a little awkward. You gotta kind of like dig in there and stuff and get in there. So, like Pitbull says, do it like a Pitbull. So, what do we got? I think that's all we got here. Let me give you back to balls.
Well, there you have it, Catch. You got our resident sex expert, Pitbull. I have a feeling we're going to be probably hearing from him in the future. I have a feeling he's going to be a hit. But we had a lot of fun. Hopefully we got to talk about a little sex type stuff. And, we'll be back again with Pitbull in a future show. To be continued, cats. Hope you enjoyed it. Peace and love.
Hey there, folks. We've got XTina here. I've got a couple of guests with us. There's some smaller individuals, and I'll let them introduce themselves. I'd like you girls to tell me your name and how old you are.
I'm Riley, and I'm 9. I'm Summer, and I'm 7.
All right. Summer, who's 7. You have to talk a little louder for our audience to hear you. But today, girls, we have a few questions for you. I'll start it off easy and see where we go from here. So, let me think here. What is your favorite color?
Purple. Turquoise.
Ooh, that's pretty interesting. All right. Do you guys what's your favorite hobby?
Coloring.
What do you like to do in your fun time? Play on your tablet.
Play on my tablet.
Very good, very good. We have a very important question here that the world needs to know. If you, in fact, know, I'm going to start with Summer first, because I'm pretty sure Riley knows the answer to this. Summer, do you know who the president of the United States is right now?
Donald Trump.
Oh, boy. All right. I thought I'd trick you there. All right. Let me think if I have any other tricky questions.
Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln. I think he's dead. What was the do you know what president was he? Which number? President. Oh, what? Summer might know this.
Wasn't he the first one?
No, he wasn't. Who was the first president of the United States?
George Washington.
Very good, Riley. But what number was Abe Lincoln? Was he number 5? I don't even know. And I'm not a kid. I have no excuse. Anybody? 16. 16. All right.
Yeah.
All right, girls. I have another very important question. And this is the most important question I'm going to ask you here in this segment. Where do babies come from?
So, this is going to be interesting because we did this before on my YouTube channel. So, Summer, you want to tell them what you think where babies come from first?
Your stomach.
Okay, Riley.
There's a little chip in your tooth, and when you kiss them, your mouth gets big, and then you throw up the baby.
What? Are you insane? There's a chip in your tooth, and your mouth gets big, and you throw up a baby. Wow. Are you sure about this, Riley?
Yes!
Oh, she's very certain about this.
Oh, and it would be a dog if you kissed a dog.
Oh my goodness. Do you think that can a human give birth to a dog?
Yes, because they have a little chip in their teeth, and when they kiss, when they kiss someone that's not related to them, it goes, oh, big mouth. Bleh.
All right, Summer. Do you think a human can have a dog?
No.
Would that be weird?
Yes.
What about a dog and a cat? Can they make like a super animal?
Yes.
Yeah. What would it be called if a dog and a cat had a baby? What do you think would be a good name for that animal?
Cat dog.
A cat dog. What do you got, Summer?
Cog and
A cog.
and that.
That's very good. That's very interesting. What else do we need to know today? Balls, do you have any interesting questions for the girls that you would like to ask? Is there anything in your mind?
Yes, perhaps. I was actually thinking of one. Girls, tell me, how many times have you pooped in a day? What's the most many times you've pooped in one day?
Probably one, and it probably takes like not even 1 minute.
All right, Summer, how many poops have you taken a day? What's the world record?
1.
What? Wow, man, you guys don't aren't. Oh yeah, number 2, number 2s.
Two number 2s.
I am not.
I don't know. How about Pitbull? You have any question for these young ladies here?
Rated PG.
Yeah, rated PG here. What the holy crap? Rated. I'm not rated PG, so I don't know. This is too fucking hard. Oh, sorry. See, this is rated PG, and I fucking swear. Oh, sorry again. I'll tell you what. I'll let my wife ask him a question. Come on, hon. Get over here now. See, men, that's how you treat your women. Just kidding. She's gonna kick my ass later. Girls, what makes rain happen?
The clouds have water in them, and then the water gets too heavy, then the water starts dropping out of the cloud.
What do you think?
I think the clouds are a big giant sponge.
Call them? This is PG.
Clouds
Oh, okay.
Clouds are a big giant sponge, and then there's have some like fog around them, and then water from ponds. When we're sleeping, it goes whoosh up into the air, and the sponge starts scrubbing the ponds, and then the cloud squeezes the sponge, and then all this water comes down, and then all of a sudden, magically, all the water is back in the morning.
Okay, I just want to apologize. She lives by a power plant, so that's her way of thinking, folks. Mike, or Balls, what do you have to say?
Wait, yeah, I think that's pretty good for now. I think we're good here. So, till next time, cats. Happy Mother's Day, cats, and for this special day, we have a special little segment coming your way. You might have heard last season, at the very kind of beginning of my show, we had a little karaoke corner with Speech Impediment Man, and for Mother's Day, two of my favorite mothers, we're going to do a little karaoke corner this time with Mrs. Pitbull, which is like my second mom. And my lovely co-host, XTina, you know her as, they're two of my favorite mothers, and they're going to tickle your ass with a feather and sing you a cover of Bette Midler's classic, "The Rose." Here goes.
Okay.
Some say love, it is a river that drowns the tender reed. Some say love, it is a razor that leaves your soul to bleed. Some say love, it is a hunger, an endless aching need. I say love, it is a flower, and you, it's only seed. It's a heart afraid of breaking that never learns to dance. It's the dream afraid of waking that never takes the chance. It's the one who won't be taken, who cannot seem to give, and the soul afraid of dying that never learns to live. When the night has been too lonely and the road has been too long, and you think that love is only for the lucky and the strong, just remember, in the winter, far beneath the bitter snow, lies the seed that with the sun's love in the spring becomes the rose.
That was beautiful, ladies. I just wanted to tell you here that was my very lovely co-host XTina and Pitbull's wife. What would you like to be referred to, Miss?
Ms. Pitbull.
Mrs. Pitbull. I guess we'll call her for sake of argument here. That's a little segment we have called Karaoke Corner this week, folks. We had Speech Impediment Man doing it one week, and periodically we're going to be having our guests do it. So this week we had them do it, and it'll show up again sometimes. If you would like to, in fact, suggest somebody to be on Karaoke Corner or suggest a song that you'd like us to sing, please give me an email at windychops1976@gmail.com. And we're back, cats. I hope you like that rendition of the Rose. Coming up next, one of my favorite things in the world is when my buddy Michael Del Campo, you might know him as Sour Shoes from the Howard Stern Show, gives me a call. He'll give me a call and out of the blue, and we'll be on. Sometimes he'll call me while he's on hold for the show. Sometimes he'll call and sing along with us. He likes to sing with my stepdaughter, and he likes to sing along with XTina. He'll break out the keyboard. We all have a good time. It's he's like one of the sweetest people in the universe. But I always love. I really wish I could get. I could have got this recorded. I had him doing a series of like every person he could do an impression with, but while they're taking a shit. So I actually thought I had it recorded one day. It didn't record. It fucked up. But he had called back, and I actually I got him to do Gary at least. I mean, he shot off a cannon. He had to go, and he does. It was hard for him to focus on it, but I did get him to do at least Gary taking a shit again for me, so I could play for you folks. So I personally think it's hysterical. I wanted to share it with you guys. I love the dude. I appreciate him so much. He brings me so much happiness and joy. I just think he's an incredible human being, and I love him to pieces. He did the theme song for my show. He did the closing theme. Just one of my very best friends, and he's just an incredible dude. I love him to pieces, and I wanted to play you this. And I like to share these little these little nuggets of joy I get every once in a while with you guys. So coming up, this is no further ado, Gary Dell'Abate taking a shit. Enjoy. Remember when you was impersonating people taking a shit yesterday?
Yeah.
Can I have you do that again? I really want to play it on my show.
It was so much fun when we did that.
Oh my God, it was the best. Can you do Gary taking a shit for me?
Oh, wow. It must be, I don't know if it's the salmon I'm eating. It actually, this bowl winder actually has gills. I don't know if it's that or if it's the dark chocolate I ate before, but you know what? You know what? Let me just stick my head down in here. And oh, wow. You know what? It actually tastes like, Lindor chocolate. It's a little bit of caramel. Oh, wow. This is so good.
Man, I could never get sick of hearing him do Gary. But anyway, moving around the long cats, I thought, in staying in the vein of somewhat of a Mother's Day episode, XTina turned me on to a band that I absolutely loved, that she loved, and they're called Halestorm, and they're fronted by this chick named Lizzie Hale, and I just have to say, they're so incredible, man. I had the privilege of going last week. We got to see them live at Stage AE in Pittsburgh, PA, and they just shredded the fucking roof off the place, man, and I love them. I'm glad she got me into them. She's turned me on to a lot of cool shit, and vice versa, but I was lucky enough, they actually brought a baby grand piano out, and I thought this would be fitting for our Mother's Day episode. She actually did a cover of Adele, Someone Like You, and then she transitioned right into this really, sweet song called Dear Daughter. So I thought, since it's Mother's Day, I'll play you that. I was lucky enough to catch it on my iPhone. I know it sounds like it's an actual, it sounds so good, there's no way it could be live, but that's just how good they are. I caught this live. This is a live bootleg. It's in no way copyright infringement. But yeah, I wanted you cats to check it out. So check out the band. They're called Halestorm, if you don't know already. Other than that, I just think they're super great, and they need some attention. So enjoy. Tell me what you think, cats. I personally love them, so I hope you do too. Check it out.
that you settle down, that you found a girl and you're married now, and that your dreams came true. I guess she gave you things I didn't give to you. I hated to love out of the blue, uninvited, but I couldn't stay away, I couldn't fight it. I'd hoped you'd see my face and that you'd be reminded that for me it isn't over. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you too. Don't forget me, I beg. I remember you said sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it hurts instead. Sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it hurts instead. This is for all my sisters, all of the mothers, all of my dear daughters in the house tonight. Remember, you're beautiful and you are powerful, and no one can ever tell you what you can't do. Dear daughter, hold your head up high. There's a world outside that's passing by. Remember that you're like nobody else. Life throws you into the unknown, and you feel like you're out there all alone. Well, these are words that every girl should have a chance to hear. There will be love, there will be pain, there will be hope, there will be fear, and through it all, year after year, stand or fall, I will be right here. Dear daughter, don't worry about those stupid girls and they try to bring you down. It's 'cause they're scared and insecure. Dear daughter, don't change for any man, even if he promises the stars and takes you by the hand. Life throws you into the unknown, and you feel like you're out there all alone. Well, these are words that every girl should have a chance to hear. There will be love, there will be pain, there will be hope, there will be fear, and through it all, year after year, stand or fall, I will be right here for you. Oh, 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 dear daughter, I was just like you, and just like me, you're gonna make Well, these are words that every girl should have a chance to hear. There will be love, there will be pain, there will be hope, there will be fear. And through it all, year after year, stand over, I will be right here. And after all, I will be right here.
And there you have it, cats. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I do, man. They have a new album coming out. I suggest that you check them out, and I'm sure you're going to be a fan by then. You're going to want to check their new shit out. So, I don't know what else. I mean, all I have to say is, I hope everybody has a happy Mother's Day, and, we should all celebrate the woman that decided not to spit us out that night and decided not to swallow, and took one for us, and shot us out of her twat, and dusted us off, and shaped us and molded us into the people that we are today. I have to say, I'm very, very thankful. I actually, still have my mom around. My mom has always, been a big part of my life, and shaped me into the person that I am, and has always been there, and been just an incredible person. I mean, I'm very thankful that she's still around and I have her, and we've been through the good times, the bad times, and my mom has never deserted me, so it's nice to have that, and I hope all you cats do too. So let's give thanks today to the woman that fired us out of her twat. So I mean, what better way to than to pick up maybe pick up the phone if you want to, and call your mom and apologize for breaking that fucking vase when you were 3, or snorting coke off a hooker's ass, and getting caught by your mom. That's probably embarrassing, or even telling them to fuck off and let you live your life, and then you end up getting a tattoo of Jim J. Bullock taking a shit in your back, and now as you're older and an adult, you realize maybe mom knew had some knowledge and knew what she was talking about after all. But I have to say, cats, we got some big stuff coming up, as as I mentioned before. We got the Reverend Bob Levy coming up here, probably, I think, within a month. I'm actually thinking of taking a road trip and going to see him and Artie, maybe doing an interview with them together, hopefully, if I could put that together. That is a possibility, not 100%, but I was talking to him on Twitter, and he seemed to think that was possible, so we'll see how that goes. Other than that, I still have on deck, Yucko. Roger Black is supposed to be a guest on my show this season, so as to when, I have no idea. I'm sure we're going to be taking another trip to Pitbull's house. He's always an entertaining cat. I love the shit out of him, man, and it's nice to talk to a sex expert once in a while, They're pretty interesting. Other than that, if you would like to email the Balls from Ellwood show, I would love to certainly hear from you. You could get a hold of us at Wendy Chops, WENDYCHOPS 1976. That's 1976 at gmail.com. So drop us a line. Give me some feedback. How am I doing, cats? Do you like this better than season 1? Am I finally starting to get somewhere? Do I sound a little more relaxed? Tell me some topics. What do you want to talk about? Would you like to hear a live show once a month? That's definitely something I'm kicking around. I was thinking of doing maybe a live Periscope show. If you cats would call in once a month, I don't know. But if you think there's enough interest, I'll do it. If not, I'm just going to continue doing these recorded shows. So I'm going to leave it up to the audience. Hit me up with an email. Hit me up on Twitter. Other than that, progress-wise, when I was on GPN, I was on probably every social media platform there was known to man. They really had it going on. But I'll give you the update now. As of now, I am on iTunes. I am on Google Play. I am on Stitcher. I am awaiting approval for SoundCloud. I'm going to be on YouTube here soon. I'm awaiting approval for Spotify. And I'm going to be slowly filling out the stuff to, slowly but surely be back on all the different platforms I was before. So I'm hoping within the next few weeks to be on all the platforms before, like I never left. So, stay patient. Keep tuning in, cats, or keep downloading my podcast. Please provide me some feedback. If you'd like to donate to the Balls from Ellwood show and keep this fucking mad circus going, you could feel free to donate to cvl929@yahoo.com PayPal. And that, if you throw us a couple bucks, that ensures that we're going to be able to keep this show going, cats. I would love to, I'm paying now to do it, and I love doing it, and I would like to continue to do it, but every little cent counts, and we can definitely put it to good use. So we'd appreciate, and we love all you guys, and I'd appreciate any sort of help you could possibly provide. Other than that, next week, I got all kinds of great shit planned. I got all kinds of, gripes and bitches planned as usual. You'll have to tune in and see what's pissing me off next week. Other than that, like I said, I think this is a happy Mother's Day. This was a great end to a great show, hopefully. You might feel otherwise. You might feel this was the suckiest suck that's ever sucked. If you do, I apologize. Other than that, hope you enjoyed it, cats. Love y'all. See you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Peace and love. Peace and love. One more thing before I go, though, cats. I was actually like to impose a question to you. Somebody on Facebook actually nominated me to, think of what my favorite horror movie poster was of all time, or at least, one of them, and why. And, I actually chose the original Creepshow. There's many reasons. It brought me back to good times when I was a kid. It used to scare the shit out of me when I'd see it. It makes me want to watch the movie every time I see it. I think the artwork's brilliant. Just elicited a feeling, and every time I see it, it definitely brings back an emotional response from all the good feelings I had when I was a kid, rooting through the video stores, trying to find the diamond in the rough flicks to scare me. I love it. So I'm asking you as an audience for next time, email me and let me know what is in fact your favorite movie poster of all time and why, cats. I'd love to hear. WendyChops1976 at gmail.com. Send them in.
Balls, balls, balls. Balls, balls, balls. Balls, balls, balls.
Season 2.
Out in Ellwood City, balls, balls, balls. Down the site takes a course each week to talk to balls, balls, balls. It's a Sunday night, it's a smoking show. Balls, balls, balls. Everybody's favorite caller, Howard Stern Show. Balls, balls, balls. He's all a good time. Call, give him a call. Call balls, balls, balls. The best caller on Howard Show. Balls, balls, balls. He's got his own podcast and he's taking your calls. Balls,
Balls, balls, balls.
Yeah!
Thank you, Sour.